Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, and for today's vlog I'm thinking of doing a session where I welcome you into one of my practice sessions. I do several practice sessions. I almost do it on a daily basis, and as you can see here, I'm just basically adding water to my paint. I have my illustration all pre-drawn up and lined up. I'm using the basic watercolor paint. Sorry, I took off the marker, but this is the basic watercolor paint. It's a very cheap alternative of watercolors, almost kids grade, and I'm just prepping those paints. I like using this very kids grade kind of paint because it teaches you a lot when it comes to the properties of color mixing in watercolor, and it allows you that freedom to know that you're not really wasting paint because it only costs about $2 Belize, which is about $1 US. I am putting this paint now in a ceramic palette, just basically looking at the colors. I'm only using 3 colors here. These basic paints doesn't have color names, so I don't know what kind of yellow it is. It looks like a really it looks like a middle to a deep yellow, and now I'm going in with the red. I am thinking this is some kind of vermilion hue because it does have a kind of orangey like undertone like vermilion. It's not as deep as the red that is above it, so I'm using this type of red for my red in this limited color series. The blue that's above, you will see me do that next. I am believing that that blue is some kind of cerulean blue. I definitely know it's not really a phthalo blue because of how it looks, but I'm just color guessing here because really and truly guys, this paint did not come with any color names, and so I'm just color guessing what they could be. If you want to follow along with me, I am doing this in really slow-mo. I'm putting that piece of tissue there to kind of ease down on the glaring, so when you see me going for that paint, the glare back doesn't hurt your eyes too much. And yeah, I'm thinking this is like a cerulean blue. It definitely give me a cerulean vibe. And I'm just putting these 3 paints in my palette. I have a 3-way palette divider. You'll see me use different types of palette, but I kind of like this one because it has the 3 wells that are big enough for color mixing. And I do plan to do a lot of color mixing. That's the purpose of me using this paint, to go wild with the color mixing. And I'm just putting those into my little palette, taking my time, and I just wanted you guys again to see how slow I go. I mean, I really go very slow. I'm doing some swatches, even though I do have swatch referenced glued on the covering of this. I still like to see swatch reference because sometimes when you're using watercolors, especially if you use it on a frequent basis, you inadvertently tend to muddy the colors or distort them. So that's why I'm doing color swatches at this time, to see if they're, you know, still the true colors. And after doing color swatches, I'll be going into color mixing. As you can see here, I'm putting some of that blue into the yellow to see what kind of green I'm gonna get. I've already did it with the red and yellow. Now I'm going in with some of that red with that blue to see what kind of purple I'm going to get. And doing color mixing this way, where I pull the color out, makes me feel more freer to do colors. Sorry for the road, the major highway. I do have the window opened. It's so hot tonight, and the heat will make a factor. I am actually seeing what form of neutral putting all 3 colors this is going to make, and this is what I mean about being freer, because I don't have to continuously go back into that palette to get more colors out, because I think I pulled out enough color to play with. I will go into the palette Yes, but I'm just playing with the colors right now to see what everything is looking like. Those little swatches are actually done on the back end of the previous page, and that's why I'm making it so small, because I don't want to distort the previous painting. I'm showing you there how those color looks, and yes, they're not as bright as they're supposed to be, but they are very beautiful. Now I'm going in with the painting, and I'm starting off with the hair. I do want him to have blonde hair, but I don't want it to be yellow hair, so I'm kind of oranging up that blonde just a little bit, because I don't want the hair to be really yellow. I do want it to be a little blonde. I think that was too dark of an orange, so I'm kind of bringing in more yellow into that. And this is the freeness I'm talking about when it comes to color mixing. Now after this, it's just gonna get ridiculous, because I'm just gonna be mixing and painting. After this, I just want you guys to see my very slow process that I work. I'm not a fast person. I do like to take my time, but I think it's time for us to speed this up, and then I'll see you guys on the other side. Okay? Okay, now what you're seeing me doing here is cleaning my brush. I'm actually demonstrating to you that process. Basically, what I've noticed with these very kids grade, I like to call them kids grade because they're not student grade, artist student grade or artist grade palettes. What I noticed they do is that they tend to cause major stainage and also dirty, and they leave a residue like on your brushes. So you really do have to be very careful with your brushes and take care of your brushes. How I clean my brushes is that I swirl it a few times into the soap solution that I have there. The soap solution that I use to clean my brush is the Masters Brush Cleaner and Preserver by Speedball. I really enjoy it, and as you can see there now, after doing that, swirl it around a few times in the palm of my hands, I'm shaping that brush, and I just leave a little bit of that brush cleaner and preserved on the brush, just a little bit, and it kind of helps with the shaping of the brush a little bit. And I'm bringing that brush back to a point. Shaping your brushes is very important. I'm putting that off to the side. I have a place where a piece of cloth that I leave my brushes on for me to for them to dry properly. And now I'm kind of wetting that brush. This is the brush that I do my major mixing with, so this is very dirty. And I notice it how dirty it is. I can see that yellow really leaves a lot of residue in that brush, so that brush is really dirty. So I'm just going in there, swirling a few times in the palm of my hands. I know some people leave it in the cleaning solution and swirl it a few times, but I like to take it out because, again, I don't want to dirty up my cleaning solution, so I use the palm of my hands as kind of like a scrubber for the brush. And you can see I'm just doing it again, swirling the brush a few times in the palm of my hands. And what I'm doing actually, because it was yellow when I first did it, I'm looking for it to go back to white. And so it has come back to white, and I'm now shaping this brush. This is actually a number 16 angular brush. I know it looks kind of small for a number 16, but that's what the manufacturer said it is. And so I'm just showing you how I shaped it up, showing that angle of that brush. It's actually a flat angular brush. And the other brush I shaped was the smaller brush, but I don't think I showed that process. The only other thing I'm doing now is basically I'm moving out of the way and show the last of my presentation and my final results. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this journey, and as always, stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.